This little video clip will describe how you're able to make a sidefold greetings card, such as this. Sidefold greetings card with a message inside. Now this one is it comes from A4 folded down to A5, but it's just the same as if you're going to do an A3 folded down to A4, but for the sake of this particular demo we're going to be doing A4 down to A3. So let's do the Photoshop bit first of all, then we'll show you the printing side, and then finally the folding side. So we've got here our document that we've prepared, which in this case is A4 size. So we've created an A4 size in landscape, and the first thing we need to do is create a fold line. And the way to do this is to go view, new guide, and we want a guide, we want a vertical guide that goes across at 148.5. Click OK, and there it is. Now this is being demoed on quite an old version of Photoshop. Now the more recent versions of Photoshop you can actually drag the guide across, but that's a very important part of the function, is to actually create a guide that won't show up when we go to print. So that's our first document. We've got our image that we want to place on the front, but most importantly we've got two little crib sheets here. Now these crib sheets we're going to save on our website, and you'll be able to download these crib sheets so that you can copy the layouts. You obviously put your own pictures in there and put your own message, but you're able to copy this this method that we show. This is pretty well the simplest method that we can show. So you can see that what we need to be able to do is crop this image, and we need to be able to copy it into there and save that as our outer, then create another one and then copy what we've done here for our inner. So let's do the first bit, that's this bit here. Now we're going to select an image. This is a nice image of Eastine by Mike Harvey Penton, and what we're going to do is crop this out so it goes exactly into the document. So we go to the crop tool, and the crop tool is set for 148.5 width, which is that width there. The height is 210, which is exactly the height, and 300, which is the resolution. So we do the crop, so we'll come down here, nothing too fussy for the purposes of this demonstration. We do the crop, which is, there we go, that's cropped. Now we go to the move tool, and the move tool simply, let's move it across here, so the move tool just drags it straight on, and we can tell straight away that we're absolutely dead right on that fold line, which we are. We're dead on that fold line. Now this side of it is now ready to print, so we'll save that as the card outer. That's ready to print. Now we go over to the other side of things, which is the inner. Now this is the inner. For the purposes of speed, let's just make this a bit bigger, and we'll show you how we do the inner. So we've created a new document, A4 in this case, because we're going to fold it to A5. We've created our fold line in the middle, which is a guideline of 148.5mm into the centre there. And we've created some text on this side. Let's show you how we create the text. We go to the text tool, and let's this is the bit that's the tricky bit. Let's get it back to the right size. So this is the text we're putting in this case. Now I've used Lucida calligraphy italic 24 point, but obviously you can do what you like on that front. I think we all know how to type the message in okay, but the tricky bit is how to get the type once we've put it onto the card and we've positioned it correctly between the fold and the edge of the card there, so we can move it around as we like. But now we want to turn it upside down so it prints correctly. So we go Edit, Transform, and rotate 180 degrees. And as you can see now, it's ready to print. So we've got our inner ready to print, and we've got our outer ready to print. In this case, we're dealing with A4, but the rules are the same for A3 down to A4 as well. So now let's look at the printer now. So let's move ourselves back, and let's just look at the printer. Now, so these are what we want to create, but let's show you how we actually print them. Now, we put our, let's move the A3 one out the way for the purposes of this situation. We've got our A4 blank sheet of paper. We always print our inners first, because we don't like to create an image and then run the image through the printer again. That's not good practice. So we always print the inners first of all. Now we put a blank, imagine this is a blank sheet of paper, that goes into the printer, and we print the first, let's put that in the printer like so, and we print the first image. Let's quickly go back to the screen. Let's home in. Now this is the image here. Now when we do this, we go File, Page Setup. That's the printer we're using. A4, always sheet feeder borderless, because we want to print to bleed. Now in this case, we're simply going to print in landscape. We didn't bother with this in the previous demo because it was portrait, very straightforward. But in this case, it's landscape that we're printing to, and we click OK to that. Let's look back now. Let's look back to our printer. Now our printer will then produce the print, and it will come out the printer like this. You have to sort of trust me on this one. So it comes out like this. And I've marked the bottom of the card here for the purpose of this, because when we've created all our inners, let's say we do 50 inners, we then take all our inners and we take each one and we turn it round like this. Ignore that. We put that in, and now we print the second image, which is our outer. Let's go back to the screen again. So we've printed all of these, and we're now printing this one, same way again, page setup, 1900 in this case, an A4, and we're going to print it landscape, and we click OK. And then when we look back to the printer, all of our prints will come out like this. They've come out like this, and then when we look at them, we'll see that everything looks okay. So what we do now is let's go to the here we are. There we are. Incidentally, I was just showing you with a bad card actually there. Where are we? This is it. Yes. See how easy it is to get it wrong. So we've got the card here, and we've got the image here, and we've got the correct. So if you follow our advice here, you'll get the correct orientation in and out. But let's show you how we actually create the fold. Let's get one that hasn't been folded. Let's make sure you can see the cutting mat. Yes, you can. And the way we do this, the last demo we did on an A4. This time we're doing it on an A3. So we've done an A3, and we're using the edge of the image as our folding guide. Because we use the folding guide, we know it's dead accurate in Photoshop, and because the printer has an absolutely accurate register, we can trust that when we put, see, it's a cutting mat here and a little ruler and the back of a knife, and when we make it, and we've got a perfect edge. To make it even flatter, what we can do is we run the flat of the blade along the back there, that makes a perfect card, like you see. Now the best paper that we have for producing these cards is our 230-gram archival mat. That's the 230-gram archival mat in either A4 or 230-gram archival mat in A3. So the A3 will fold down to A4, and it's easy to find envelopes to accommodate A4, of course. And the A4 easily folds down to A5, and again it's easy to find A5 envelopes. Now our third little tutorial will talk about special size cards and special size cards to accommodate envelopes that you can source. Thanks very much for watching.